What's up, dear viewers? Paul is here with another Phygital All-in digest. We made it this far to episode 5, but it's just the beginning. In the last episode, there was a lot of sport news to cover. This time, gamers, we're gonna talk about Valve's 20th birthday and some hints on the official CS2 release date. Talking of anniversaries, Call of Duty's next installment, Modern Warfare 3, will be the 20th in the series. Can you believe how many quads are there? Also, we'll touch upon the drastic changes in the Dota 2 Pro scene. Finally, witness one of the most anticipated games of the year, Insomniac Studios' Spider-Man 2. Let's get into the news. Valve is not only continuing on improving CS2 on a daily basis, but also support the favorite golden child, Dota 2. Balance patches, huge improvements in the overall flow of the game with the return of Ice Frog himself. And now they dropped a news bomb on us, declaring the cancellation of Dota 2 Pro Circuit with the season 2023. It was introduced to us in 2017 and was not well met with pros and fans alike. And Valve actually admits the wrongs of the system. Here is what they had to say. We started the Dota Pro Circuit in 2017 to answer a question that was coming up more and more frequently. How do you earn an invite to the International? Up until then, invitations were driven by a handful of regional qualifiers and golden ticket invites from Valve. Distribution of these invitations created an exciting moment every year for fans, but it was hard for pro players and their fans to know the exact path to the International. Understanding that every invitation system has trade-offs, we set out to create a system with more clarity and transparency. When it came to that one limited goal, we succeeded. DPC demystified the invitation criteria and made it easier for pros to understand their path to the International. Unfortunately, the DPC brought with it a set of rules and regulations, and those have come with a cost that become clearer to us over time. The world of competitive Dota has grown less exciting, less varied, and ultimately much less fun. By existing as the only official league, the DPC has a stranglehold on the event calendar for the year and what it's filled with. Event organizers are innovating less, because it's effectively what we've been asking them to do. Instead of competing for viewers and players by producing compelling and inventive tournaments, organizers now compete for complacence with Valve's long list of rigid requirements: team count, broadcast languages, event format, and more. Relaxing those requirements doesn't help, no matter how well-intentioned our event specifications or the action of the event organizers in meeting them. It distracts from what the goals of these events used to be, showcasing Dota in the most entertaining way possible, inciting players to participate in the audience to watch. The best world is the one where event organizers aren't competing for our attention, but for yours. Before we introduced these constraints, the world of competitive Dota was healthier, more robust and more varied than the one we have now. Events used to be less rude and more creative, and there was more room in the calendar for them. Everything was open for exploration, event length and themed venues and team participation, and even the basic assumption of tournament design. There was a beautiful, unregulated insanity to it all. Casual house parties and oyster prize pools coexisting alongside the Dota Asia Championship and one-off invitationals. With that in mind, we're ending the Dota Pro Circuit. 2023 will be the final DPC season. Competitive Dota predates the DPC by many years and will continue long after. The International will continue as well. We're already working on the International 2024, and next year we'll be talking more about how invitation to that event will work. But for now, we're going to return our focus to this year's event, which unbelievably is only 4 short weeks away. We are without football. News from the world of football money. Manchester United has entered into a record sponsorship deal in football history. The new title sponsorship agreement will come into force from 2024-25 season. The Snapdragon logo will be replaced on TeamViewer t-shirts, and a contract has been concluded with the technology company Qualcomm. According to the insiders, the title sponsorship contract will be a record. The English club will earn £60 million per year. Just wow! As I said earlier, Qualcomm's Snapdragon family of microprocessor brand will replace TeamViewer as Manchester United's title sponsor from the start of next season. In 2022, the club agreed to early terminate a 5-year contract with the German company, under which it received £47 million a year, and Qualcomm in turn became Manchester United's global partner. Manchester also announced a record 10-year kit deal with Adidas worth £900 million. At the end of July, many experts agree that Manchester United's contract with Qualcomm will exceed Real Madrid's agreement with Fly Emirates, which was previously considered the largest in the world and was estimated at €70 million per year. But all these are conventions, because Ronaldo, who watches our episodes, smiled easily, because his contract for a year is €200 million. Well, if we want to compare Krish with the highest paid football player of the current Manchester United squad, then everything here is still quite prosaic. Marcus Rashford currently earns around €9 million per year, so do the math. In fact, the new Manchester United contract will cover the salaries of the top 10 players on the roster, which is not bad. We remember our salaries, feel sad and move on. In Sony's latest game presentation named State of Play, finally we were able to get a little more details about hyped-up Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac Games, and the wait for sure was worth it. Have you seen the gameplay footage of it? It's just glorious. Furthermore, the switch between two main heroes, Peter and Miles, will be almost instant, and there won't be such things as loading screen. Rejoice, PlayStation fans! Your consoles aren't coffee tables anymore. On a serious note, let's talk about what is said to be the greatest superhero game of all time: Spider-Man 2. The game takes everything Insomniac learned from the previous two Spider-Man games and finds new ways to raise the bar of superhero game design. No frame is left untouched. No character model is left with subpar lighting. Simply put, Marvel Spider-Man 2 looks set to continue Insomniac's winning streak. We were dropped a ways into the game on level 25 version of Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Each is dealing with their own difficulties in life, with Peter trying to pay a mortgage and help cure his friend's disease, while Miles is simply trying to write his college entry essay, but Spider business keeps distracting him from the task at hand. Besides the personal battles being fought by Peter and Miles, there are also other factors at play that will push them further to the edge. Parker has donned the symbiote suit known as Venom, and it's affecting his personality in ways he doesn't realize. And Kraven is doing everything he can to upset the peace in New York by attacking Peter and forcing Dr. Connors to transform into an even more powerful version of his alter ego, the Lizard. The Dr. Connors storyline is particularly bittersweet, as you really hunting down a father who wants nothing more than to return to his family, but now he'll be doing so with the new Spider-Man and Kraven-inflicted injuries. The fight will actually take you across a large portion of New York that Insomniac boasts in 2 times larger than the previous game. Taking full advantage of the PS5, Spider-Man 2 will allow you to travel across the city faster than ever, not only because of the zippy new web-slinging animations, but also because of the web wings that you can access at any time with the press of triangle button. Web wings are a lot of fun to use versus swinging, but they will lose momentum over time, so you will still need to use webs, unless you're in a wind tunnel. The wind tunnels will let you go to specific places in the city extremely fast by flying incredibly quickly to that destination in the air currents. But in addition to all of these traversal options, you can also simply swap to Peter or Miles on the fly instantaneously, a la swapping between Trevor, Franklin and Michael in GTA 5. The cherry on top of an already impressive gameplay session was when they let us get a sneak peek at some of the new costumes that Peter and Miles will be able to wear when web-slinging around the city. In total, Insomniac says there are 65 suits to unlock, and that each has different variations, bringing the grand total of 200 different combinations you can wear. And for the suit tech upgrades, your classic health, damage, focus and traversal perks were available, with the latter option focusing on things like speed with your web wings. Gadget-wise, we only had access to Web Grabber and upshot attacks that would pepper opponents with bursts of electricity. Gadget-wise, we only had access to Web Grabber and upshot attacks that would pepper opponents with bursts of electricity. Miles also has access to Venom abilities like Chain Lightning, Power Overwhelming and the Venom Smash Jolt. It makes combat incredibly fluid and will force players to pick and choose the strongest combination of 8 to pair together as you control the streets of Manhattan, Brooklyn and Queens. The game will be out in October. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay trailer just dropped. Check it out.
This is devastation on a global scale.
We have 2 missiles incoming. If you are there, get out.
Another Easter egg in Mortal Kombat 1, this time a reference to Tarantino's now classic Kill Bill Volume 2, 5 Fingers of Death. This one has nothing to do with video games or sports, but we are Phygital, and it looks like Cyberpunk is already here. Well, here it goes. 23-year-old Mexican rapper DANSUR, who surgically implanted gold chains into his head to serve as his hair. Every day you wake up thinking, today is nothing gonna surprise you. And then you get news like this. Moving on. Can't wait until I will be able to feel like Spider-Man. Oh, and with the release of the game Insomniac, we'll finally start working on the long-awaited Wolverine game, rumored to be released at the end of 2024. And that's all the gaming news I've got for you today. As always, if you watched until this part, hit like and subscribe. My name is Paul, and see you in the future episodes. Bye!